An endless multiverse of possibilities awaits you, with champions from worlds both familiar and entirely unique to this strange realm. They wait to have their true power unleashed by the Summoner.
I never wanna hold you back. I wanna give you every chance to make it, to make it. I'm afraid if our love collides, you'll leave me alone tonight. 'Cause I'm changing and I'm breaking. Is this over? I'm scared to ask these questions 'cause I know that you'll reject my love, moving slower, frozen to these pieces without a shoulder to cry on.
Champions are forever.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We are live once again. And I hope all of you are doing well. Let's turn that off. Okay. We got already a new subscriber. Phoenix Black, welcome to the shadows. You are the latest shadow dweller. Thank you for joining the family. Beefcake Jr., first one in. What's up, man? Followed by Hoyt. Hello, hello, hello. Caveman Hoog. What's going on? Grandmaster's going down tonight. Noise. That's noise. Grandmaster going down for real. Let's get air server up and running here. There we go. All right. Let's get that up there. So tomorrow is going to be a really busy day in the contest. The Mausoleum, the Alliance War Showcase. There's going to be a lot going on. And I'm just wondering, should I get the dimensional beings run out of the way? Because the next thing I'm going to do after that, I'm going to have to do the Mausoleum and get Deathless Thanos. That's a wrap. Raid week? It ain't no raid week. What kind of crazy mess they talking about? Yeah, right. I say just get it out of the way. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I got to do it, you know, and it's the hardest one. So I'm just thinking, you know, just knock it out, revive my way through. That way I can wait and let other people get through it, run into any bugs or whatever, and then I can do it. Now, the Alliance War Showcase I can do. I'll probably end up doing that one next. Letting people go ahead and get the mausoleum and everything done. But I do want to do that one. Let me use up my energy once more. This hit monkey boy, he can be nasty. Get that infuriate on him. And what we got to do with this guy, I want to build up to a special 3. See, because like right now, can't do any damage. But I don't want to knock him down yet. Okay. Now, knock him down, hit him with that, and then hit him with a special 3. If I use an Awakening Gem on Spot, is he worth a rank 5? Play around with Spot and see how you like him. First, I like him, but his playstyle can be a little fun. Scoop, scoop, scoop to Maloo, scoop, scoop, scoop to Maloo. Okay, let's use up that energy, and then before I go to bed, I'll make sure that I finish up my path so that there's no problems. Skidooshi. Wolf MCLC, what's up, man? Shadow After Dark, you know it. I may try to come up with another thumbnail for the night stream. We'll see. Come on. I knew he wanted to wait for that. Hit him with it. You ever remember that song, Piano in the Dark? Oh, I love that song. That song, sweet. Yep, there's only one more fight on my path, and then it's shared fights. Oh, no, 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 no. See, that's how they cheat. That's how they cheat. No, sir. I sat there and I hit my special, and he fires his, because my special would have taken him out. Nah, no, sir. Not doing it. It's a pain. But no, sir. Have you been indulging in the 10-unit cat deals? Wolf. I got 40. Actually, I took more. I did 40, like 2 or 3 of them. And I haven't done any rank ups yet, but I will. See how this went? This is what the last one was supposed to look like. See how easy that was? But they cheat. And it pisses me off when they do that. Look how easy that was. But yet, the other one, I would have ended up dead. Nah, bruh. Not having that. All right. I think I did my daily. Nope. I didn't do the apothecary. This is the team that I'm planning on going in with for the dimensional beings. Hopefully we'll get that done pretty well. Don't care what revives I gotta use. Just gotta get her done. And then I want to see what the Deathless run is going to look like to dupe him. That's going to be interesting. I can't wait for MCC to come out on Steam so I don't have to deal with missed inputs. Yeah, I haven't heard anybody say anything about the inputs on the PC version. Bagatama! Or is that Bagatama? How you doing? Don't remember seeing that name. Could be wrong. My old head be, you know, playing tricks on me. But how you doing? Just coolin'. Once we get this done, we'll hit up the arena, knock out the featured, and then sometime tomorrow, unless I can't sleep, I'll knock out the basic arena. Which I might just get some points in it. More frames per second will make miss inputs go away. Well, not exactly, but FPS, but it being on... Yeah, I was going to say, because we got more frames per second here. My first time chatting. Aha! Sick right now. Your stream makes me super chill. I appreciate you. That's what's up, man. I hope you feel better. But that's what we like to do. Just chill. Just chill. Just settle down. That's what I want to do. Just me and you. Epinosis, what's up? Good night, LordShaedow in chat. Hey, hey, hey. The FPS doesn't really feel like it's 60. It's hard for a phone or tablet to actually run. Well, I'll tell you this much. I felt it early when I first switched it. It was real obvious. Now I might have just gotten used to it, or they may have tweaked something. I don't know. But it doesn't feel as jarring as it did right in the beginning. I'm working 56 hours this week. Ugh. And next week, bring on the pain. I do not miss those days. Tell you that. I might miss the money, but I don't miss those days. Honestly, right now, I wouldn't even need a lot of money. I wouldn't even need to make what I was making before. Even $500 a month would do me right. That should tell you how I've decreased a lot of things in my life. A lot of expenses, just bare minimum. And one of the reasons that they keep on trying to get me to sell my house is because we have a mortgage you can't really get anymore at an interest rate. Our interest rate is down there at like 2%, okay? Right now, our mortgage is way less than some people's rent. And I do mean way less. Like half of some people's rent. So they really would love to get us to sell this house, and we wouldn't be able to afford to get back into it if we sold it. So we have to do everything we can to keep this house. It's very, very cheap. I remember in New York, we had 2 houses, and people thought we were rich. But it was because my dad was a veteran, and his mortgage was locked to $300 a month. He got a very sweet VA loan, and $300. We were able to afford 2 houses and still pay less than some people's mortgage. You know? So it wasn't so much that we were rich. It was, we had really good deals. The big sheep, the big sheep, the big sheep. Why does that remind me of Ren and Stimpy? The big sleep, the big sleep. I don't know why that reminds me of that. I think we're all used to 60 now. Yeah, I think that's what it is. But I think they also tweaked it a little bit too. Some stuff. Buried by work. Trying to dig myself out. Figured I might as well have y'all keep me company. There you go. That's why we ride for that train heist tonight. I'm assigned a designated amount of work, so I'm able to work 1 day a week and make 90 hours worth based on others hourly. I would love to have had that experience. That was not the experience I had. What happened to me was, in one job, they gave me, I worked for the lottery company. They gave me my work for the week. And generally, you had the first job, Monday, it wasn't something you could do by yourself, because my job was to check, write a program, modify the program, whatever, and then run it against another file. But if that file was not created by another person, I had nothing to do. Once I set up my program and everything, I had to wait for them to do what they needed to do. But they got the same kind of schedule. But sometimes they weren't, quick or whatever. So if I got paired up with somebody who was quick, Monday, they had their stuff done. And so I could run my program, which took hours to run. So I would set it up, run it. Then I would look to see what I had for Tuesday. Now, mind you, you were only supposed to do 1 game a day. So I would look to see if I had anything for Tuesday. If they had a file there, whoo, perfect. I would do the program, run it on that one. Then I would look for Wednesday. Probably not anything on Wednesday, because not everybody did like I did. And so I would just set my program up, but I had nothing to run it on. Then I would do that for Thursday and Friday. So what that meant was I had a lot of downtime while I was waiting for the program to run. But I already did all the rest, and I was waiting. So I was never the bottleneck. But I ran into an issue with one guy who was so jealous of me. Mike, what's up, man? What do you have on? Boy, you is going through something in your life. Man has a shirt vest on. When you cool on your chest and warm on your arms. I got the same thing on I always have on. Rackful, what's up, man? Hey, do all of your 4 stars finish the Summoner Trials arena? Also, how long does it take you to get around 1 million battle chips? Oh, that was a Bruce joke? Oh. That was a while ago. I don't think I remember that one. Rackful. I have enough 4 stars maxed out that I can just run them and never stop. After 2 hours, they're going to start coming back, and I can't get through all of my rank 5 4 stars before they start coming back. So I would just infinitely run it if I want. But usually I do 2 hours on stream, and then I'll run another 2 hours at some point in time and be done with it. As for 1 million battle chips, it's hard to say. Maybe a month? Not sure. I'm very blessed with work. Thankfully, my job could care less that I only work 1 day a week because I do more work than anyone. And I would have loved that, but I didn't often get that. I always pictured a closet full of identical sleeveless shirts hanging up. Wolf. Hold up. Hold on. Want to show you something. All right. See this shirt? Sleeveless. All right, let me hold this and introduce you to its twin. It is the exact same shirt. This shirt, these two are identical shirts. So sometimes you'll see me wearing one and you'll think I'm wearing the same one, but I'm not. And of course, this is different. Ooh, somebody hit me up on the Coliseum. No surprise there. Okay. But I wanted you to see that. Whew. Okay, thanks. Your openings inspired me to save them. Yeah, it takes me about that long. But yeah, well, I did that for some other things too, like some sweats. I bought the exact same, you know, once I found one that I liked. I would get like 2 of them. All these years, we finally get a behind the scenes on the shirts. Oh, I have plenty of shirts. I don't wear them for the stream. And since I really don't go anywhere, but I got a whole drawer full of shirts. I got shirts hung up in my closet. But yeah, I find one that I like, and bam, that's it. Let's move over here. Oh, yo, I saw some stuff with with Black Panther Civil War. Let me tell you, he can dish out some damage. I was actually impressed. And the only reason we didn't get really messed up right there. So apparently he's just going to keep doing that, huh? All right, AI. Bill Belichick copied my style. Why does that name sound familiar? I just always hated things on my arms. Sleeveless or short sleeves. That's it. Even my dress shirts are short sleeve. Yeah, didn't want to call you out on your vid, but you said you have him. But I think you mistaken him for the normal. Yeah, I did. I was looking at him and I was like, why does it say new? Because I'm pretty sure I have him. It was the Civil War version. It looked like the Black Panther OG. I don't know. Maybe they need to do something with the profile. Or it might just be me. But yeah, I do not have him as a 7-star. And it'll be cool if I get him. He's the NFL coach who cuts the arms off of sweatshirts and wears them. Oh! Used to be the Patriots head coach. I do kind of remember that. Do you know what I cut off of my, Okay, that's Killmonger. You know what I cut off of my shirts? Tags. And those two shirts that I showed you actually did not have a tag. They have the shirt information that usually comes on a tag into the shirt. I had never seen that before I had got those shirts. But it's actually, I don't know, dyed in, marked in, whatever they did to it, into the back of the shirt. So there's no tag. Because I can't stand that on my neck. No, sir. Most of my shirts do not have a tag in the back. Whether they came with one, doesn't matter. Hope whoever designed this Heimdall fight has to apologize to Jesus. Why? Oh, Mike, my sister said that the one that she found is $85 for 6 months. They don't let you do like a monthly. Some of them they do, but it costs a whole heck of a lot more. It's one of those things where it's based on availability. And if we're going to get the forwarding, it doesn't really matter where the location is. So she went and looked for who had an availability. And some of them have it per year. But she found one that was 6 months. Okay, I'll send the rest on Friday. Okay. Yeah, the big sheep. Medusa got an update. And yes, she doesn't need to be awakened. A lot of stuff that she got when she was awakened, she now gets in her kit. I think her awakened ability she still needs for the auto blocking and such. But all those furies that she gets, she don't need to be awakened for that. So she does a lot of damage. Woo-hoo! Okay. Didn't realize that. Great. I finally say, oh, yeah, I'm going to use her. She's going to take care of him. And he's immune. Wow. He was just smacking me up. All right, there we go. I have that Glorious Awakening gem. Can only use on Medusa Central or Sentry. Medusa. I want Kate so bad for Necropolis. Yeah, I'm gonna when I finally do an exploration run in Necropolis, I'll most likely bring her. Come on. Ooh, but I wanted a 7-star Jessica Jones, though. See, he's trying to catch me. Yeah, There we go. Took a while, but we got him. I used mine on Black Panther Civil War. I don't know enough about him to know whether he needs it, but I know that Medusa gets the most out of it. But he may also have been a decent one to use it on, especially if you like the champion and you're going to use him, then you definitely want to use that on him. Because it really doesn't matter who has the better SIG ability if you don't use him. I used mine on Medusa, but I don't really use Medusa. But I do like having her there. I think Medusa is the one and done among the glorious. Sentinel at least 60 or 80. Then Black Panther, Civil War, need it. Okay. All right, now we get to go to my 7 stars. And let's get it. Black Panther starts with more charges depending on the SIGs. Okay. So yeah. He benefits, but doesn't actually need it. But Medusa just gets a lot more utility. But anyway, let me tell y'all what happened at my job so you could understand some of the burnout. Now, this was the first job that I had when I moved here to Georgia. It's the first job I got. Very soon out of college. I had already ran into a lot of prejudice, and I got laid off due to prejudice. You know, they were just like, well, you know, don't worry, we'll give you a good reference, and you know, you're not fired, just laid off and blah, blah, blah. All right. So I told y'all how I did my work, right? So this one day, I have my desk facing the cubicle entrance. Now, that doesn't mean somebody can't just pop up over the top and look, you know, but I have it facing that. Now I understand why I'm that way. But anyway, and this day, I did the same thing that I always do, all right? So I looked at Monday. I got my work, my program completed and running. So it's running in the background, which anybody can look and see what's going on. Then I looked at Tuesday. Hey, Tuesdays was done too. So I got that program done and running. Then I coded Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because there was nothing left to do. Then I get someone coming in. One of the, it's hard to describe the structure, but there were like 4 teams. And for a while, each of the teams had a supervisor or a leader. They changed that, put the one that was in charge of one of the groups, put him over all of the groups, and then moved some people up to lead the teams. So one of the leaders of the team of folks that create the game itself, him and a few of the other ones got together because they messed up. A game was supposed to go out and somebody dropped the ball. So they needed to put their fastest people on that. Now remember, I got Monday running, Tuesday running, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday coded, waiting for them to do that. Now they came over with an emergency. I said, all right, let's go. Okay, so they put the fastest, we call them gens, the ones that actually create the game. All right, so the gen created the game. I coded the game up and had it running. So now I got 3 games running. The emergency game, the other 2. I didn't go to lunch. Okay, I coded that emergency game first. And then, rather than going away somewhere for lunch, and I'm salaried, by the way, I stayed at my desk while the games are running and popped up, I think, what was I playing? You were allowed to play games, by the way, because of the nature of it. Everybody did. In fact, a couple of nights, we had like a Doom LAN party while we were waiting for games to run, you know? Because while they're running, there's nothing you can do. You got to wait for it to be finished, and then you can analyze a report that, you know, is generated and see if the game was done correctly. Because basically what I was is quality assurance. And there was some redundancy in there with the quality assurance part. Like, you had the gen that created the game. Then I checked the game programmatically. Then there was another team for conversions. They added the symbols and the graphics and everything. And then the final team guy did another check of the symbols and everything, as well as what I checked. So we had double. If something got messed up and went through, that means that I missed it and that guy missed it. Okay? And usually, if it's on a weekend, he's the one that gets called in because he has to have his work correctly. So even if I messed up, I was unlikely to get in there. Get called in. Sorry, another question. How long do you spend on Arena a week? Like an estimate total? I would say about 6 hours. Each arena takes me 6 hours or less to get all of the milestones. So anyway, that's how it's set up, right? So I'm sitting there waiting for the things to run, and I'm playing a game in my downtime, which is, again, approved by all the supervisors and everybody. So it's not like, oh my goodness, you were playing a game while you were at work. Yeah, they allow that as long as your work is done and there's nothing for you to do. All right? So keep in mind that I've got now 3 games that I've done in that one day that are running. Okay? And I didn't take a lunch. So I grabbed a little snack or whatever, and I'm playing. I forget. I think it was like Doom Heretic, or something like that. Some first-person shooter I was playing. All right. The team lead, one of the other team leads, he was new to the position. Okay, he wasn't new to the company. He was one of the team members, so we knew each other, but not that well because we were on different teams. Now he was placed in charge of basically the scheduling and everything, because they found that it was much easier to have one person do the scheduling for all of the teams. Because if they did not do that, one person would have something scheduled for Tuesday, the other one had it scheduled for Monday, but you couldn't do anything on Monday because the person wasn't scheduled until Tuesday to do something, right? So that's what he did. So he starts coming into my office, and I can tell that he's in there basically to cause some trouble. But something about me. If I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm not changing. So he comes, and I told you how my cubicle was situated. And he's coming there, and he's talking to me, right? And all the while, he's inching closer so that he can get around to look at my screen. And I see him doing this, right? He thinks he's subtle. He's not. Now, I could have easily hit a button, bam, gone someplace else. All he would have seen was a code screen or something like that, right? I didn't do that because I wanted to see what he was going to do. So I did bait him. I wanted to see what he was going to do. All right? So he finally gets around, and I'm just talking to him. He sees I'm playing the game, and he's asking me about my status. Okay? And I'm telling him, yep, I have the game done for Monday. It's running. I did the emergency game that you guys gave me. That one is running as well, right? So you would think that should be straight, right? We should be good. He then proceeds to reprimand me and say, I would rather you be getting your work done than playing games. Now, keep in mind, that he doesn't have to ask me anything about my work. He can easily see exactly what my status is. He can see that those games are running. He can see everything that I have running. He can go and see that I have the code completed. So all of the status that I was telling him, he could tell if he wanted to, but he didn't. And he didn't ask. He only asked about a few things. So when he said that, I was ready for him. Now keep in mind, at this time, I am very young. You know, very, very new out of college. I'm in my 20s. And he's an adult. Okay? And I basically told him, I said, well, I broke down what I was doing this day. I said, you gave me an emergency game. I got that done, and it's running. I have a schedule for Monday. I got that done, and it's running. I saw that Tuesday, that one was done, and so I got that done and running it. Then I have the coding done for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I didn't go and take a lunch today. So if you'll excuse me, I would like to have a little time to relax. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Now, here's what these adults do. Now, we had that conversation, right? You would think that would be the end of it, right? Nah. You know what he was doing? He went to the guy over him, okay, who also used to be a member of the team and who used to be a leader of one of the other teams. And what he told him was that he had a hard time getting me to do my work. Now, here's the thing. There was the woman who actually hired me was the leader of the team that I was on. And they moved her to another position. She heard him saying this, okay, and spoke up for me and said, I never had any problem with him doing work. And she broke down some other things I did because I had created some utilities that they were using up until the time I left. They were using utilities that sped things up for everybody. Okay? There was some changes that you had to make in code. And there were, basically, it was the prize structure. In code, you had to set it up in a certain way. Then there was a data file that you also had to set it up. And then there was another place that you had to put it, and they used different formats. So what I did was I created a utility that read in one format. So you only had to put that information in one time. You hit a button, and it generated the code for every other place. You just had to copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. You were done. That sped things up. But yet, he had a hard time with me doing my work. So I didn't find this out until much later. Okay. I had gotten asked to go over to the research and development department. And I was over there for a while and I loved it. But then they fired, there was a scandal, but they fired the boss of that department, the head of that department. This is a guy who has his picture up in the hallway with the CEO, the president, all of that stuff. Because a lot of their success came because of him, okay? But they got rid of him, and then they took everybody that was over there and found other places. They put me back, kind of back where I was, but they started a new research and development department there, and they put me there. I was the one person there, and then they got this guy who had recently joined the company. Now, mind you, I had been working there for years at this point, but he worked at the competition. He was not as good as I was. He wasn't as good of a programmer. He wasn't as good as a customer service, I would say. Interpersonal skills kind of a thing. People did not like him, all right? Let's just say that. They would rather deal with me, and that is what often happened. They dealt with me rather than him. So he had very little to do because folks didn't want to talk to him. They would rather talk to me. All right? But what he was good at was brown nosing, which I'm definitely not good at all. And he was also the right skin tone. Okay? And age. He was much older than I was. See, prejudice comes in different forms, and it's not always about skin color. Sometimes it's about age. And I had 2 strikes against me. I was really the youngest one there. And my skin tone. So I had 2 strikes. 3 if you count the fact that I was actually quite a bit better than some of them. Okay? When it came to programming. So I get put back over there, and I have a meeting with the guy that got promoted up to the head, like a group lead, whatever. And he doesn't name any names, okay? He just tells me, okay, we want you to, do the research and development and everything. Now, I have heard that you have a hard time getting your work done. And I stopped him. I said, first of all, if you're talking about so-and-so, let me explain to you what happened, because I'm pretty sure he didn't tell you what happened. And so I laid it all out as to what happened and pointed out that he could have easily told all of that, but he chose not to. And I pointed out that I knew what he was trying to do. Okay? The fact that they didn't come to me to hear my side of it or anything, I laid out. Okay? That same guy, until the time I left, didn't like me at that point. And Anderson Consulting, as soon as I heard that my boss was getting fired and that they were going to have us back over there, I gave my resume to the headhunters to be looking. So all of this conversation and everything, I already knew I was leaving. Okay? But, I'm like, okay, whatever. I wasn't going to give them any reason to believe it. So all the way up until I gave my 2-week notice, I did my work. And it was funny because after 1 week, after I gave my resignation in, they were like, okay, you don't have to finish out the week. Now, mind you, they can't cut my paycheck since I gave them the 2-week notice. They still paid me for the 2 weeks. They just were scared that I would cause discontent with others. That other guy never spoke to me again. Never. And when I looked at him, he looked so angry because he was jealous. And Anderson Consulting at that time was a very, very prestigious place that I was going to that he wished he could go to. Okay? So he was crazy jealous. And it didn't help them because I still had, you know, contact with a few people there, right? You don't work with people for years and years and then, you know, just cut off contact completely. I still talk to a few of them. In the same month that I left, I think she said 5 or 6 other people left, including the lady who gave me my exit interview. You know, the exit interview where the company is supposed to be, you know, finding out, well, why are you leaving? And, you know, what's going on? So maybe they can improve. I don't know if you guys ever got an exit interview, but they, she talked to me about it. She wasn't trying to get me to stay, but I told her all of this stuff that I was telling you guys and everything that happened and, you know, what I had to deal with and all of that. And I didn't know this. Empros Gaming, what's up, man? Calvin, what's up? Hello, Big Daddy. Let's do that. I didn't know until later that she was facing a lot of misogyny there. She had been there for a long time, and they hired someone over her who had been with the company for, I think, less than a year or so. And she's there. She's like, no growth. They're not going to let me move up. So she left. So they lost several people, but I'm pretty sure they didn't really care. And then some people from my department left over how they treated me and how they were treating the rest of them. They didn't like that. And so a lot of them didn't see any future if it was going to be like that, you know? And, you know, for a while, we kept up with each other. But that's how I left that job. And let me tell you, several jobs after that, those corporate politics and all of that, when all I wanted to do was program. That's all I wanted to do. Let me program, you know, get in that code, maybe create some utilities, help people out, troubleshoot, you know, all of that. But that brown nosing, I couldn't have told you, for example, the group lead's name, the CEO or president of the company. I wasn't interested in those things. But there are people who, that's what they live for, you know? They definitely live for that. I just wanted to program, you know? Let's be real here. You were an adult as well, and you were behaving more like an adult than he was. I've seen that. A lot of them were very immature in how they behaved. To be fair, he did have a hard time getting you to do your work. Of course, that's because it was already done. Yeah. Andy, what's up, man? I'm telling you, I never had a problem getting my work done. Unless they were lying. The only thing that someone mentioned to me about my work was that I needed to slow down. because I tended to overwork. That's it. But not do my work? Ain't no way. And so you could imagine, you know, you get lied on, right? But can you imagine getting lied on in that way when you're pretty much a workaholic? To have somebody lie on you and say, "Oh yeah, he don't do his work." Really? I mean, you couldn't have found some other lie. Oh yeah. That stuff. And that was I guess my second job after college. The first job only lasted I think 6 months. And my experience there, I'm like, nah, I gotta get out of here. This is ridiculous. And I heard, you know, there were great opportunities down here in Georgia. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Wish I had you back in the old ACN days. Yeah, I was there when they changed the name. To Accenture. And I'm telling you, no one ever had a problem with me doing my work. Saw your video for Hit Monkey against that Heimdall. That is awesome. Yeah, Calvin. Hit Monkey. I'm renegotiating my salary right now because I do way more work. And if I want, you know what? Nice. Anderson Consulting. I went to HR. And they were like, we don't renegotiate. I made a mistake. When I left the one job to accept it, they asked me a question that they never, listen to me, y'all. There is never a good reason for them to ask this question. How much are you making at your job now? Do not answer that. There is no good reason for them to want to know that, all right? But I was foolish, and I told them, and do you know what they did? Instead of giving me the proper salary for my position there, and I know this because I spoke with other people, what they did was they gave me $10,000 more than what I was making. Problem is, what I was making at that job was far less than I should have been. After 3.5 years, by the way, I stayed there for 3.5 years. I should have been making a lot more. And I was getting experience, you know, that I could put on my resume to help me get more, you know. But I told them what I made, and so they just gave me like $10,000 more. But I was like, fine, it's more money. I get to program, I'm happy. Okay? It also had flex time and all that good stuff. The other job didn't have flex time, by the way. This one had flex time and all that good stuff. I was like, yeah, I like this, right? So, let me tell you a story about this one. So, at this particular job, we wore multiple hats like you sometimes do at companies, right? So I did web development. That's where I actually started doing web development. I did customer service. I did tech support for their proprietary middleware piece. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. But it's a software where you can connect into it and it facilitates communication among a lot of others. So people would call me up for help with that. Okay. I also did projects, whatever projects, you know, if one department needed a program written, we'd all get together. You know, they were like, yeah, I got somebody free that could do it. And of course, everybody knew that I like programming. So, you know, when it came up, they were like, yeah, my team lead, awesome guy. He always had my back. All right, so now this is at Bell South, but I was not a Bell South employee. I was Anderson Consulting, but Bell South outsourced to Anderson Consulting back then. So I'm working with Bell South employees, but I'm not a Bell South employee. Okay, so Anderson Consulting had a standard for us. My official title was a programmer analyst. Do you know what programmer analyst means? The analyst part? You're not just a programmer, okay? You are finding solutions to things as well, okay? So there was a woman, I'm sure she's retired by now. And you guys know that you remember Ma Bell and the whole breakup of the big communication company into little ones? Well, Bell South was one of the pieces. They were not allowed to directly access the data of the other company, another Bell company. So we had to do what was called screen scraping, simulate keystrokes, and basically we got it just the way anyone else would be able to. They gave us an account and you had to log in. But if they changed anything, I mean, they changed one letter in a prompt on that screen, we had to redo something. There was somebody that was in charge of that. That was one of the main things he did to make sure that was up to date, because that's how we got our data from them. So when you called for to get phone service, you weren't calling us. You were calling that company. They got your information, put it in their system. Then we got that information out, put it in our system, and then moved it on to the technician who would actually do the work. Okay? That's how that worked. Well, this lady was in charge of monitoring that data. So what she would do is sometimes it would get stuck. It would try to get the data pushed through and it would get stuck. She would monitor that, look at it, and either fix it if she could, or delete it and get it to be resent. All right? She had a very ugly interface to the program she was using. So they were like, okay, we need to, get her a better interface. And it was going to be a web interface. So my team lead asked me, by the way, the team lead is Bell South. My team lead asked me to look into that. research some solutions. All right.
Why are you guys so obsessed with me?
Daily Disgrace, what's up, man? Welcome to the Shadows. You are the latest Shadow Dweller. Was that Human Torch candidate for rank 4? Sure. He's still a mystic killer. We overlapped for a few years. I just didn't make it that far south. Okay. There we go. For how much more work I do and what we're discussed, I should get a bonus of the lower 6 figures. Yeah, they don't want to do it though. All right, so I looked into it, okay? And I did a cost analysis and everything. I found 3 solutions. One was cold fusion. Another one was from Sun Microsystems. And the third one, I forgot which one that one was now. But I drew up an entire analysis, laid out why, how much each of the things would cost to implement. All right. Now, I also told them that cold fusion was my choice. It was cheaper. Okay. And the development time would be fast. I even proved it to them. The interface that they had for her, most of the screens were pretty simple, but they had one really complicated screen. I took a few days and had a demo of that screen up and working on a trial version of Cold Fusion that I put on my machine and had them see it, okay? That fast. All that would have been required after they bought Cold Fusion would have been for me to code up the other screens, which would have probably taken me another few days, and it would have been over. Done. Okay. So I gave it to my team lead. He looked over it and was like, oh, that's good, right? And so he submitted it. The reason he had to submit that is because, of course, if you're gonna get any funding or anything like that, you have to put in something like that. It was denied. No explanation, nothing. He didn't even know. He's like, what? Why? You know, we need a solution. Okay. Then he tried again. And it was denied again. And the lady who denied it was really nasty about it. Okay? Now get this. This woman didn't send anything to my team lead. She sent it to the group lead, who was over my team lead. That group lead had a good relationship with my team lead and said, hey, I want to show you what I'm having to deal with this issue, and sent him an email that he was getting from that woman. And he let me read it. So I guess that wasn't quite kosher, but she was being nasty. We weren't supposed to see those emails. Okay? Here's what she was talking about. First, she finally explained why, but then she made disparaging remarks. Now, mind you, that's Belle South. That's not me. You know, she's not my boss. And what she had to say about me, she didn't know me, mind you. She was like, it seems we have someone who is wasting their time on this matter instead of doing more important work. This is what she said. Mind you, I'm doing exactly what they want me to do. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what I was asked to do. Okay? So she's ripping into me, not even knowing me. And then she finally said that Bell South is going to be entering into a strategic alliance with Sun Microsystems. And so they have to use Sun's solution, which was extremely more expensive for that. By the time I left, that project still had not been done. Nothing had been purchased because it was too expensive. How are you going to justify that cost now? So nothing was done. I absolutely hated those types of things. Oh, even while I understood it, hated it. Because I was all about getting stuff done. And we could have had her with a nice, beautiful interface to get that work done. Instead, I don't think they ever did anything with it. Just left her with what they had. They just abandoned the project. Ridiculous. I've had some fun times. Fun times indeed. Okay, let me see. And I only have to work about 3 days a week. That's awesome, man. Woo. That damage, boy. Let's see. I'm worth more than them hiring 5 more people, so I'm sure they will just give me my bonus. I hope so. I haven't had that nice. They only packed on work and never really gave me a bonus. Finally played enough to reach Gladiator Circuit. Played 1 VT match and can stop now. Yeah, earlier today I got my my points. Did pretty well in Gladiator Circuit. Only lost once. Welcome to the Shadows, Kevin McKeenan. How you doing, man? You are the latest Shadow Dweller. Oh, so both. Ah, okay. Ridley, what's up, man? You're a daily disgrace. Not gonna lie, I just wanted to chat, but there was a 10-minute timer. Yeah, because of the bots, and I can't reduce it on Twitch. Your stories go crazy. Oh, I got another one from that same company. Hi, Kevin. You remember that SpongeBob episode where he was fanboying after Kevin? Hi, Kevin. No, I didn't rank him. Raven Knight, what's up, man? Nope, not yet. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm playing MCOC right now, and I was just wondering how you are so cracked. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. Probably MCOC has me cracked. Nah, I was probably cracked before that. Here's a story from that same company before I left. This was actually the last straw. Okay? This is what caused me to leave the company. So I told you the different jobs that I did, right? Different roles I had. They trying to remember which company it was, but Bell South decided to not outsource to Anderson Consulting, but another company to build their a new website and everything. Okay, it was going to be a pretty big project, right? And then what they were going to do is have Anderson Consulting or Accenture maintain the project. So they wanted to make sure they had some of their people working on it as well, because it would be less transitional pain, right? So they came to me and they were like, we know you like programming. You know, everybody knew that. Now, they had asked me if I would take a managerial position. Okay? One of the reasons is that, and this may come as a surprise to you guys, but I wasn't like your typical programmer. I had a personality. I could talk to people. I wasn't antisocial. You know, I was not your typical programmer. And so they really wanted me to be able to be a liaison between corporate, you know, and the programmers, because I could understand both worlds and I could communicate to them in a way where they could understand both worlds. How do I have so many 7 stars? I've been collecting them since they came out. And just recently, we got a lot of, we got 10 7 stars for free, just for logging in. And we had the banquet event, and what you see me doing here, grinding out this arena, I earn units by grinding out this arena. So when those events come by, I don't spend any money. Go back and look on my channel, and you can see my battle chip opening. See how many I opened, how much I got. And you can see every single crystal opening that I've done is on the channel in a video. So if you want to see how many I have and how I got them, it's all there. Just recently had another opening and got a couple of more. There we go. Who's the best against Enchantress? Oh yeah, I usually just ban her, but I heard Silk is good against her. So I refuse to be a manager because I'm a programmer. That's what I enjoy doing. Okay? So what I didn't know is that they were just biding their time. All right, so they come to me and tell me that they've got a couple of programming positions opening up, and they want me to get one of them, but I need to get trained in, what was it, Veritas middleware. So while at work, they had training classes, and I would go down there and I would learn about this software. Okay, went through all the classes. It was pretty cool. I liked it. I had never really dealt with a middleware piece like that. It was awesome. I love the concept of it. You know, I was a programming nerd, right? So this kind of thing excited me. I was like, woo, you know? So I learned it. And then afterwards, they were like, okay, now here's what they did. They said, okay, we have 2 positions One of them is a programming position, but it requires work on the weekend. And we know based on your religious beliefs, you will not work on the weekend. So you can't do that one. So we only have this other one for you. And that one is not a programming position. That one is basically a documenting. You know, I would have meetings with the programmers so that I could understand what was going on. Oh, you know what? I thought I was fighting with Silk. Hold on. No, 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 no. I hit you. I knocked you down. Come on. I knew he was going to do that. All right. Woo! I had to pay attention to him. Enchantress is more about knowing how to get rid of her spells. Yeah. But the AI sometimes won't let you get rid of them. All right, so they did the switcheroo on me and claimed that it was because of my religion that I could not get a programming position, which is what they knew I wanted. They hired me as a programmer analyst. Okay. They had already asked me if I wanted to do a managerial position. I had already told them no. But here, they think they've locked me into only one option. Right? So I said, okay, then never mind. I'll just stay as I am. Okay? Do you want to know what I was told then? I was actually told that I would be blacklisted if I did not take that position. They said it nice. They said, well, here's the problem. We know that you are a programmer, right? But if you don't take the position, then people aren't going to know what you want, and so they're not going to ask you anymore. But it wasn't a programming position that I was not told at that time. Once I said I accepted it, then all of a sudden it was, oh yeah, because of your religious beliefs, you can't do that one, so you'll have to do this non-programming one. So what I did, and this was at a different location, by the way. What I did was immediately call. First, I talked to my Anderson Consulting HR, connection or whatever you want to call it. And he was like, yeah, I don't know, what we can do, blah, blah, blah. And so I called, hold up. Okay, hold on. I need to find out something. She will evade any attack that would knock her down. When doing so, she removes any stuns and recovers from special attacks. And see, I was trying to knock her down. Tried to intercept her there. Okay, there we go. Now I need to intercept. See? I can't intercept her. There, finally. See, that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. There. See, I had to intercept her to get rid of the spell, but if she doesn't attack, you can't intercept her. Very annoying. Hulk does good against Enchantress. That's because Hulk smash. So anyway, I got threatened with being blacklisted, got sent over there. Now here's the thing. Remember how happy I was that we had flex time and everything like that? Well, while I'm still working for Anderson Consulting, at this particular project location, there's no flex time. So not only did they give me a position that was not programming, but then all of the benefits that I had that I talked to them about before I even came over there went bye-bye. So, get this. I made it very clear to everybody that was there that I didn't want to be there. And they forced me to be there, so I wanted to get removed. However, I couldn't just get removed. They had to remove me. They had to say, go, right? So I started sabotaging myself. Now here's the funny thing. Finally. Oh, wait. Let me back up. Before I started sabotaging myself, after I talked to the guy from Anderson Consulting, I talked to HR. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to be doing this job, I should at least be getting paid the same amount as people who do this particular job. Do you know what HR told me? We don't negotiate contracts. That's what I was told. We don't negotiate contracts. I said, okay, thank you very much. Got on the phone and started calling headhunters and gave them my resume. And so I had them looking for a position for me. Okay, so I already made the decision to leave. But I wanted to get out of that area, that role, right? So I tried to self-sabotage myself. It was also very cold over there too. Ooh, that pissed me off. But anyway, trying to, do what I thought would get me not fired from, Anderson Consulting, but removed from the project. And they wouldn't remove me for a while. Finally, the same lady who did the switcheroo on me said, okay, we are no longer wanting you here on the project. And see, I know I pissed her off, but she should have known that I was going to be happy about it, because that's what I was trying to do. I didn't make it any secret. Okay? Not one secret that I wanted to be removed off that project and that I hated it over there. Okay? And so when she finally gave me what I wanted, she probably was mad because I thwarted her, and now she's going to have to get somebody else to fill that role. She probably thought, yeah, I got him. So she told me that, and I'm like, okay. And I didn't even ask her a question. I just like, okay. She was glaring at me, and I'm sitting there almost whistling. Okay. Eventually, I went back to my old position, my old department. But now, I got called in to the office of a new group lead. Okay. And he started telling me the complaints that they had. Now, here's the funny thing. I told you I was trying to sabotage myself, right? Apparently, I suck at it because the things they were accusing me of, I didn't do. I was fully expecting them to complain about some of the stuff I was doing, but apparently none of the things I was doing rose to that level, so they had to lie to get me out of there. Like I remember one of the things he said to me, right? And mind you, I've already decided I'm leaving, so it doesn't really matter to me what he's talking about. But so I'm listening to him, and I'm nodding. I'm like, okay. There was one time. Now I am on. I'm salaried, right? But when you're over there for that project, they want you to record your hours, you know, like you were punching in, just so they can keep track of it, because it didn't affect how much I got paid. I got paid the same, no matter what. Okay. But there was one day I was coming in, and I saw a friend of mine from college in the lobby downstairs. And I was like, what? And I saw him, and he saw me. And so we chatted for a little bit. Okay? And then I came upstairs, sat down, and, you know, did my work. That Friday, you're supposed to record your hours and then submit it, right? And what almost everybody does is they just go ba 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 ba, you know, just record it down. Because again, it does not change how much we get paid. So it's not like we're cheating anything. You know, whether we worked only 20 hours that week or 30, doesn't matter. We're not paid by the hour. Okay? And one of the complaints, because when I came upstairs, you know, I was talking about, I was just like, I was a little late. And I was like, yeah, I saw a friend downstairs. It really surprised me, right? That was one of the complaints. That I would come in late. Mind you, that was one time. But I would come in late. And so he was like, do you think it's fair that you recorded that you came in at such and such a time when you really didn't? Mind you, that was one time. And when we did our one at the end, I didn't really think about it. I just kind of, like I said, that's what everybody did. We just filled it all out. And they knew that, okay? So I'm listening to him, and I'm just like, I'm just like, no, you're right. That's not fair, you know? And gritting my teeth, right? Because of what they did to me or tried to do. But then, see, one thing about me, if it's something that I actually did, cool. But if it's something I didn't do, oh, I'm gonna speak up. He told me, why didn't you come back to work? You know, when she told me that I was removed from the project, he was like, why didn't you come back in? Not come back in. My supervisor told me that I didn't have to come back in for that day, for the rest of that day. All right? But now here's where they messed up. He said that I just didn't show up. Problem was, he sent me a message. And I had the message. So in other words, I had proof that he was lying. There were some other lies that I could not really prove or disprove, but I had him cold there. And you know what he said? He goes, Oh, well, we're not worried about that. We're not worried about that. So the proven lie, that's not the one they're worried about. Only worried about the ones that I couldn't prove, okay? Another time, now mind you, I've always gotten good marks on my reviews. T. Smitty in the building. What's up, man? I always got, you know, when it came time for a review, all my reviews were good, okay? Now, all of a sudden, I'm hearing about things that were never mentioned, never said, okay? I told you that when I was over there, I was doing customer service, tech support, all that good stuff, right? He said there were times when they said they couldn't find you to, you know, do something or whatever. I'm like, what? See, here's the problem with that. I had a company pager. I had a cell phone. I had email. If I was not at my desk, you're saying you could not find me? And I'm like, did they page me? Did they call me? Did they send me an email? What did they do to try to find me that they couldn't find me? Because I was always the only time, and everyone on that floor knew it. When I was not at my desk, I was usually at one of the other teams helping them with a programming problem. Crazy me, okay? When the year 2000 came, they asked me to help on the team that was writing a Y2K tracker because I was always helping people all the time. So he's throwing this, and I'm like, nobody can find me, huh? Okay. And so they gave me a project to basically see if I was going to be able to work, apparently. And of course, I did the project just fine. And that's when my headhunter called me about 2 jobs. I went and interviewed at one. They were the fastest ones to get to me. And they gave me a job offer. And I regret not taking that one. Because I actually went back on my promise. And I feel like I paid for it. Because the only thing that was left was for me to sign the paperwork to make it official. They faxed it over. And then the other, it was a Friday. The other company called and was like, oh, please, 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 give us a chance, right? And so I interviewed with them, and they were like, come on, we will beat whatever offer you have. And at the time, let me see. They were paying me, I think, like 40 after 2 years. 40,000 after 2 years. The offer at the other place was 60,000. These guys were like, okay, we are ready to offer you 67,000 right now plus stock options. I looked around, I saw how they had things, and I was like, all right, I think I like this. Both companies looked good, but I actually did something I had never done before. Went for the money. And keep in mind that all the mess that I had gone through, at this point, I really no longer wanted to be in the workforce. I was so burned out. I was so stressed that I was like, I want to retire early. That's what I want to do. So this job would help me retire even earlier. That's how I was thinking at that time. Okay? I was so exhausted, guys. All right? And so I took that job. I started paying off my credit cards and all of that, wiping them out. And I did something that I shouldn't have done, but I liquidated my 401k. I've never had another 401k like that one. But I liquidated it, took all the money, wiped out almost all my debt. I didn't have a house at the time, but I wiped out all my debt. The only debt that I had left was school loans. All right. So 6 months. No, 3 months. After that, another company bought them out. And I remember when I told the finance supervisor or whatever that I wanted to liquidate my 401k, she tried to warn me without saying anything because she couldn't say anything. But I was laid off shortly after because that other company bought this company out, and they really didn't want that arm of the company. It was they did banking software, and the main company was huge, right? And they had software that banks have been using for a while on mainframes. Where I was hired was to create banking software for the PC. And let me tell you, it was awesome. Everybody there, I felt like was my peer. You know how at the other place I was telling you, they were so jealous of me because I was a better programmer than a lot of them? Because I was into it. I go to this place, and one of the guys who looks like a bodybuilder, but he was a programmer, I mentioned something about the code, and he was like, oh, somebody's been reading so-and-so. And I was like, oh, you read him? We nerded out, okay? I had not been able to do that at any other job that I was on. So I was like, I gotta stay here. Best place, right? Got laid off. And I did not get, that was in 2001. I think I remember telling you guys that in January 2001, I got laid off, my grandmother passed away, and Stiletto lost her job as well. We went from a 4-income household to just my mom, who was just on teacher salary. It was rough. But eventually I got a job at a music shop making minimum wage. And they knew that I was, there just to, until I could get back in my field. Obviously, they knew I wasn't trying to make a new career out of this. And I worked for them for I think a year or two until I finally got back into my field. And I kept that job all the way until I quit. And that job started out horrible with like forced mandatory overtime. We got paid overtime, though. But mandatory overtime. And I was with that company for 7 years. And it started out bad, but it became the best job I ever had. Absolutely the best job I ever had. All right. Which was the job you got fired from for stealing boxes on your day off? Oh, no. I've honestly never gotten fired. Red tape, yep. Just took Shocker up for my 6th rank 4. Ooh. Nice. I just ranked 3 in arcade and threw some SIGs into him. First new champ I've had fun playing in quite a while. Yeah. Arcade is nasty. Just finished our first night league from the 2-week holiday break. Ooh. So you're back at it. Come on. You don't know about him, do you? What you know about me? What you know about me? Come on. What you know about him? Come on. Wake up. Just holding for the special 2, huh? Yep, buddy. You ain't know about him, right? What you know about me? What you know about me? I'm ready for new content tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of content tomorrow. I am probably going to do the dimensional beings in Necropolis. I still got to get that done. It's the worst one. It's going to be a revive fest, but I want to get it done and out of the way. Then I will do whatever challenge it is to get. Well, I'll probably do Alliance War Showcase. Maybe I'll do that next, but I'll start doing the content. And I'll do the Mausoleum so I can get the Deathless Thanos. And then I will probably go back to the Necropolis to do the full path with the Deathless team. And I'm going to try to do a path that I have not done, because I've only done one full path. Woo, look at my crossbones go. Oh, I gotta do the special 3. Look at this special 3, y'all. Look at this. Oh. That is not a knockout blow, y'all. That's a killing blow. He ain't waking up from that. I'm sorry. He got one of the most brutal. Kingpins is brutal too, but that is some brutal mess right there. That do not look like he's trying to knock them out. No, I haven't heard from BG. I think he's taking a little bit of a break. I know he was up at whatever they were doing. I saw him on Lefty Knox had done something, a short or something like that, and I saw Brian. So I'm not sure, but I think he's taking a break and doing some stuff. Oh, I've learned that the daily super event did take some revives and health pots from us. Oh, I was getting those from the 4-hour crystals. Really? I remember somebody, they had it calculated and everything. I didn't think they did. Yeah, I think we still get it. I don't remember who did it, but it was like we got a little bit more. Because remember, with the 4-hour crystals, especially, I couldn't be awake 24/7. So I missed some 4-hour crystals. But now I'm getting all of it. We only get 1 revive and 1 health pot. Is that every day, though? Woo! And stun me. Yeah, I don't remember. But somebody calculated it just to find out whether we were losing anything. I don't know. Maybe they changed it when it came back. They're called like Valiant crystals instead of the 4-hour crystals. Oh, those. Those are the daily ones, right? The free ones. Yeah, I still build those up. You see how many I had? I almost had 1,000 of them. But I know a lot of them I got before, so I don't know. Oh, no, son. Hit him with it. Yeah, skip it. I already finished this arena, so I'm just going to see how much I'm putting up now. Oh, hold up. Since we're coming to the end, I want to see if what my position is in the ooh, see, I hate that. In this. Ah, I'm still at 13? Cool. Let me see. Yumi Yanks, yeah. I'm just going to challenge him just because I beat him. Wow. How about him? Beat him too. Nice. Can't beat that one. I know that. Three, two, one. Boom. Got it. See? Now, if they're not online right now, I just snatched the 350 prize. And we got 3 hours till the next one. So they could beat me now. It won't make a difference. And I can come back in almost 3 hours and get them. But anyway. No, you get like 3 or 4 of the same 4-hour crystals. Okay, so you got it, T. Smitty? Because I've never looked into it or checked, really. Come on. Come on. Nope. Hi. 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 Yeah, Spot is nice. I like Spot. And here's Kang, the Kang Man. Plus now you can get the other revive every day. I know you didn't do event quest completion. I did the event quest, did all of the exploration of the lower levels, lower difficulties, all that. Got them extra units in there too. Okay. And I haven't even done my rank ups yet, but as you can see, one run got me over 13 mil. Oops, I accidentally clicked off the express, I think. Wait. Yeah, I still got a day left on it. Let's go there. Shiny Spot glitch. I know. Shiny Ant-Man. I know. I don't know why they know they need to fix that. Like, quick. All right. And he's down. He's down. 4 seconds. He's down. Hit monkey. No, sir. Come on. There you go. Knockout. Brian, what's up, man? Just pushed to Valiant. I had to. That 10 unit deal is too good to miss out on. Wow. So you're Valiant now. Congratulations. Ooh, that was a dropped input. I dashed backwards. I haven't seen that happen in a while. Fast, heavy, and I try to back off, and it doesn't move, and I just get hit with the heavy. Haven't had that happen in a while. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, arcade ain't no joke. But yeah, I haven't seen that dropped input in a while, where I dash back and get hit with a heavy. I'm like, what? Now, if I want to, let's see, get rid of y'all. There it is. If I want to finish the basic, I can run my 6 stars and finish it. But it's Wednesday, so there's no need for me to hurry. And in about 7 or 8 hours, I can run my 7 stars. And I don't even need all of my 7 stars to finish the basic arena. So there's actually no reason for me to use my 6 stars, except to, you know, I build up a little bit to the win streak 5. That's it. Oh, took Wiccan and Serpent up to 7-2 today. That makes 6 of them now. Well, at least one of them I can see. Nah, Wiccan is good. I just don't like him. Just don't like him. What can I say? All right, guys. That is going to do it. I am going to probably not go to bed. Probably end up relaxing for a little bit and then going to grab something to eat. All right, we've been raiding Dread a lot. We're going to raid Intoxicated Gamer. Hashtag out of the shadows. All right. So, guys, take care. Tomorrow, Dimensional Beings. I'm going to work on the thumbnail right now. So take care, and you all have a blessed day.